South Africa is making final arrangements for a summit of the world's fastest developing economies, known as the BRICS group, which is due to start on Tuesday, tomorrow. The heads of government of Brazil, Russia, India, China and the host nation convene for a fifth time, with the group being hailed as potential game changer for the international arena. Well, to further discuss the upcoming meeting, I'm now joined live by Dr. Sreeram Chaulia. He's on the line now from New Delhi. Now, this summit is significant in the fact that it concludes the first cycle hosted by all the members. So what has this group actually achieved over that time?
It has grown in maturity, in political maturity. I would say that from the early days when it was seen as an upstart that was still getting its act together and resolving and ironing out some differences, we have come a long way in 5 years. The fact that these summits are continuing to be held also belies some of the critics who said that this was just a marriage of convenience or just a showpiece item for a photo op and nothing more. What we are seeing now is that the agenda is quite advanced, especially in the economic realm. Economic integration among Latin America, Asia and Africa is being spearheaded by this vehicle of the BRICS. And BRICS has become, I would say, the microcosm of the multipolar world order, and it's not a mean achievement.
Now, the new Chinese leader, Xi Jinping, has strengthened relations with Russia on his first official visit abroad. That was to Moscow very recently. Will this have any significance on the group?
Definitely, Russia and China are, I would say, the central pillars of BRICS. If you remember, they were the originators of the concept. And they have in many ways brought along South Africa, India and Brazil to play a larger role. And also Russia and China are much more global in their overall approach towards the world order and trying to transform the world order. The other three are, I would say, a little more status quoist, although they too want a move towards multipolarity. So Russia and China, the fact that the new leadership in both the countries is emphasizing how these two can become a kind of a steering mechanism within the five-member group of BRICS and in many ways set the agenda, it's undeniable. And in India, we welcome the fact that Russia is there, because that also helps us to overcome any concerns about China somehow being the only dominant player. Russia and China together, it makes a fabulous combination, because these two societies are emerging in a way and in a way leading the pack in terms of the political agenda of this organization.
So, Sreeram, just to explain, you're talking about the impact on the world order, but surely this is an economic group of countries based on their economic development and future. Are you saying they're going to cross now into the political line and could have quite an influence on the world agenda, as it were, politically and diplomatically, just briefly?
BRICS represents 43% of the world's population. This is a huge chunk, and they need political change. People are expecting, and not only the BRIC member countries, but peoples of the rest of the global south are expecting change, and it cannot happen without a political agenda, be it in Syria, be it in Egypt, be it in Africa. We need to create multipolarity. Multipolarity is a political project. The economic vehicles, I see them as means for achieving a political goal and an endpoint, which is to create a more just and equitable world order.
You mentioned Egypt there. It's expressed interest in joining the bloc. Is that realistic or not? Just tell me briefly.
Well, I hope they eventually join. Right now, the size and the statistics and the current state of the Egyptian economy may not justify it, but eventually it will expand, because there are more emerging economies, and the more the better, because that is how we achieve multipolarity, through multilateralism.
Okay, Dr. Sreeram Chaulia, thank you very much indeed. Professor and Dean of Jindal School of International Affairs. Thanks for your thoughts.